Ladies and gentlemen, I have a few articles that I would like to share with you concerning the presidential election, and I believe you will find them to be very fascinating. This is for the first time in America that religion plays a vital role in the presidential election, and I believe it to be prophetic, because there is a third party that is very much involved in this election as well, but he remains in the background awaiting the result of his deception. This third party appears to be harmless, but he is the most deadliest of all men ever existed. In this election today, no matter who wins, both candidates are in favor of that third party. His plan is world domination. With him in charge of everything, the world will have experienced a moment of peace, but by that peace, he will destroy many, according to Daniel chapter 8 verse 25. And through his policies also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. As students of prophecy, we can clearly see that this mystery candidate has all his ducks in a row to do his will, as the Bible reveals in Revelation chapter 13 verse 12. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Headline: Joe Biden on restoring the soul of our nation. The article says, "My faith teaches me that we should be a nation that not only accepts the truth of the climate crisis, but also leads the world in addressing it. Pope Francis is right in Laudato Si. Never have we so hurt and mistreated our common home as we have in the last 200 years. Joe Biden is a devout Catholic. He believes with all his heart in the Pope's climate agenda and ultimately leading the world in addressing it. What about those who doesn't believe in such things such as climate change? How will they make them comply?" In Revelation chapter 13 verse 16 and 17 we find, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name." Pope Francis said not too long ago in a headline, "Pull investments from companies not committed to environment." This sentiment of the Pope will not only be limited to just companies, it will be globalized. Headline: Joe Biden tells voters it's time to become one nation under God again. "I run to unite this nation, to heal this nation. I have said that from the beginning. It's badly necessary. The Bible tells us there's a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to heal. This is that time. God in history has called us to this moment to do this mission." Now that we know where Mr. Biden stands, what about Mr. Trump? Headline: Here is proof Trump is trying to lead America back to God. Trump's official announcement accepting the Republican Party nomination to run for re-election was immediately followed by a beautiful rendition of Ave Maria, Hail Mary, sung in Latin, honoring the Blessed Mother. Friends, let's analyze this predicament here for a moment. Joe Biden praises Pope Francis and wants to lead the world to address the Pope's climate crisis agenda. Donald Trump is worshiping the statue of a dead Pope and Mary. It seems to me that both wings are propelling the bird into the same direction, and Rome is the destination. Last but not least, the U.S. Senate just confirms Mrs. Barrett as Supreme Court Justice just a week ago. She said religious convictions are real and influential on judges. Mrs. Barrett is a devout Catholic as well. For her faith to influence her judgment will definitely be in favor of Pope Francis. The question is, how will both parties lead America back to God? My friends, expect to see some draconian laws in this country very, very soon. And that third party that I mentioned earlier is none other than the Pope of Rome, just in case you missed it. America will start to implement many of the policies of Pope Francis. In the book of Revelation chapter 13, verse number 14 and 15 we read, "And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." The image of the beast here, my friends, is the union of church and state combined. Then come Sunday rest by law. Ladies and gentlemen, the time to wake up is now. Maranatha.
Did you catch President Trump the other day acknowledging Jesus Christ by name? Did you see him pointing up to heaven and saying we need help from God, not only from science, in dealing with coronavirus? Most of the media totally ignored it, but LifeSite covered it. It was only one of the examples where you can see that President Trump is fulfilling that prophecy made about him in the 1980s by that Catholic holy man about being used powerfully by God. He is truly leading America back to God. And this show will show you many, many examples of how he's been doing that. Just this past Sunday at Mass, we heard the reading from Isaiah about how God chose King Cyrus to free the chosen people from Babylon. Even though Cyrus was not a believer, he was chosen by God to carry out his will. That's the Lord's will. The Lord took the king by the hand, we heard in the reading. How very similar is that to that prophecy of the Catholic holy man Tom Zimmer we heard about from the 1980s, who was told that God had his hand on Donald Trump and would use him as his instrument. And we've truly seen miraculous things happen with Trump. A man who literally no one could have believed would do anything remotely close to leading America back to God. And yet, look at what he's done. Just last week, Trump pointed to heaven, acknowledging God as the boss from where comes our help. He acknowledged Christ by name and his greatness.
You still need help from the boss. You need help from the boss. Somebody said to me the other day, "You're the most famous person in the world by far." I said, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." They said, "Yes, you are." I said, "No." They said, "Who's more famous?" I said, "Jesus Christ."
And boy, what an effect it had. Just watch this reaction.
Boy, it blew my mind last night, and I was weeping like a baby when he said, "Jesus Christ is the boss." Is the boss.
And just before that, he lambasted those who were bashing the Catholic faith of Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett, saying that he would stand with her and defend her faith. Watch.
But seriously, they're going after her Catholicism. I will stand with her, fight with her, and we will make sure that these attacks stop, because it's unprecedented. They're basically fighting a major religion in our country. This is incredible. Fighting any religion, fighting Catholicism is just incredible that they can be doing it.
Earlier this month, he spoke of protecting the Catholic Church, specifically praising the Catholic faith.
Now more than ever, our nation needs a renewal of the values that this organization promotes, and that the Catholic faithful live out each and every day in peace. We love the Catholic people. We love the Catholic religion. And above all, we respect it greatly. As president, I will always support you in your effort to serve our fellow citizens and to lift up all humanity. I will protect the Catholic Church, and I will defend the rights of religious believers of every race, religion, color, and creed.
But remember how recently he was kneeling in front of the altar at the National Shrine of Pope St. John Paul II in Washington? And back in September, LifeSite's Washington, D.C. correspondent Doug Mainwaring reported, and I quote, Trump's official announcement accepting the Republican Party's nomination to run for re-election was immediately followed by a beautiful rendition of Ave Maria, the Hail Mary, sung in Latin, honoring the Blessed Virgin Mother.